The Lions will be aiming to continue their unbeaten run in the Championship when they travel to Luton Town on Tuesday night. Millwall, who sit 11th in the Championship, have not lost in their last 8 league games, the longest current streak of any side in the division. Hello guys and welcome back to another video on my channel. Now today is a match preview. It's Luton Town versus Millwall. So where are currently both teams in the league? Well, Millwall are currently 11th in the Championship, where Luton are currently 16th. What was the last game for both teams? Well, both teams didn't get the result which they were looking for. Millwall got a 0-0 home draw to Wycombe, where Luton lost 3-0 away from home against Stoke City. When was the last time Millwall and Luton played each other? Well, it was last year and Luton lost 2-0 away from home. What are the talking points for this game against Millwall? Well, let's go back to the last game which Luton played Millwall and talk about what happened in that game. What did Millwall do well in that game? Well, they won possession quite a lot from us. They kept winning the ball back. The passing from Luton that day wasn't the best. They got a lot of tackles in and they were able to create a lot of chances throughout the game, from crossing the ball out wide to set pieces, and that's how Millwall was so dominant in that game and they got the deserved 2-0 win. What did Luton do well in that game? To be fair, we did challenge Millwall quite well from set pieces, but individual errors in the end cost us the 3 points. Another interesting talking point about this game, Millwall, are they going on a late playoff push? Now, we played against Stoke City, who were also on a playoff push, but are Millwall going to try and sneak into those playoff places? If they are, they need to start winning games of football. To be fair, they've had a much better, I would say, start to the year than they did in the first half of the season. I think they had a very poor first half of the season. I don't think many Millwall fans were impressed with how they were performing, but since then they've managed to grind out a few wins and they're not too far away from those playoff places. But if they want to get into those, they need to be winning games of football. A slight concern for Millwall fans, Luton are expecting a reaction from the players, from the management team. Losing 3-0 against Stoke City, it wasn't just a 3-0 defeat, it was the manner on how Luton lost that game. There was no fight, there was no passion. The tactics were wrong, the players weren't up for it, and by the sound of things, listening to Nathan Jones's interview after the game, he wants a reaction and I'm expecting a reaction. From a Luton perspective, it's very rare to see performances like that. You lose games of football, no problem, but when there's no fight or desire there, that's when it starts to become an issue, and we don't often get that at Luton. And so a lot of us, including myself, are expecting a reaction, and if we don't get it, then things are starting to go bad for us and we could fall into a relegation battle if we keep playing the way we have been since the start of the year. Talking about a reaction, now Nathan Jones after the game said that morale was fantastic, he was excellent in fact. So will we see a few more changes? Now the problem this season for Luton has been Nathan has changed the team quite often, week in, week out, different systems. We haven't really been consistent with the starting 11 and with the tactics. Of course, in certain games you have to change it due to who you're playing, but recently changing the starting 11 has happened quite often under Nathan. So will he change it again? Fans are expecting players to start. Fans want certain players to start, including myself. I would like Morel to start. I would like to see Moncur, Leroy. I want to see these players who haven't played much football in recent weeks start, because they deserve an opportunity over some players who haven't been putting those performances in. Even though I like those players, it's time to take them out and put these new lads in who we've signed for a reason. What's Millwall's current away form? Well, they've got the 7th best away form in the Championship. I was very shocked to see this. This is what's helping Millwall so far in the league. It's their home form which lets them down a little bit. For example, the game against Wycombe. So Millwall will come to Luton to try and get the 3 points. They're not going to sit back. Looking at Luton's home form though, it's not the best. 18th in the Championship. Yes, we've got to play an extra game at home, but that's not good, and I feel like that needs to be improved, and I'm hoping Nathan Jones and the players can improve that against Millwall. I just want to quickly point out as well, Luton have not beaten Millwall since Luton have returned back to the Championship. Luton have lost twice and got a draw, so can Luton finally get a win? If Millwall was to win in this game, how would they go about it? Well, it's quite clear. If Millwall fans or if the management team were watching the Stoke game that Luton cannot defend counter-attacks. We conceded the first goal against Stoke through a counter-attack, and actually the last time we played Millwall, their second goal was also a counter-attack. It's something which at the club Luton need to improve on. So if Millwall are going to score, they're going to do that through counter-attacks. And another weakness which Luton have, which Millwall could take advantage of, is aerial battles. Set pieces is an area which we're going to struggle with in this game. Also, Millwall like to play with wide players crossing the ball into the box. Matt Smith, very lethal striker at this level, got great heading ability, loves scoring against Luton, and to be fair, I can see him scoring again. The first goal in the Millwall game when we played him last time was from a set piece, and then the Stoke game, the second goal which Luton conceded in the last game was from a cross into the box. So those are two areas there which Luton really need to make sure that they've got it spot on. Now, although I'm saying Luton are not the best at defending against counter-attacks, the same goes with Millwall as well. They give the ball away quite often, and they did in the reverse fixture. So that could be an area which Luton try and exploit. Although Millwall are good at attacking set pieces, defending set pieces, they can be 50-50 on. In the reverse fixture, Luton created majority of their chances through set pieces. I remember their keeper made a very good save late on in the game to help them obviously clinch onto that 2-0 goal lead. So that could be also an area which Luton try to exploit, but I wouldn't recommend it being the go-to system to try and score against Millwall that way round. I feel like we should try different alternatives than through set pieces. They're not the best at defending against skillful players, so hopefully the likes of Ince, Lawalawa, Monker, they come on in this game or start the game and cause problems down on the flanks. And finally, the last weakness which Millwall tend to do is give players and teams time and space outside the box to shoot from long range. In a reverse fixture, it happens quite often. Pelly got into decent areas. He had about 4 shots that game. We had a few shots, Glenn Ray as well. This could be Luton's best chance of getting a goal against Millwall, shooting from long distance. We've got the players at the club to do it. It's just having that confidence to have a shot from distance. Collins isn't that type of player who shoots from distance, but the midfield players can do that. Pelly can do that when he has his shooting boots on. Dewsbury Hall has the quality to do that. And a Luton player which Luton fans haven't seen that much recently, Morel, he likes to shoot from distance. So those are good alternatives on how Luton could score in this game against Millwall. So what is my score prediction? I'm going with a 1-0 Millwall win. Now I was thinking 2-0, but no, I'm going with just the 1-0 Millwall win. I reckon they're going to score later on. It's going to hurt, it's going to kill. But I just can't see Luton scoring goals, and that's the problem. I really hope the players prove me wrong and get the win. I just have a feeling that Millwall, they're going to use their aerial dominance and Luton just can't defend against it. So there you have it, guys. That is the end of the video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. Drop a like if you did. Comment below your score predictions and your predicted 11s that you would play in this game against Millwall. Subscribe to the channel if you are new, and I'll see you guys in the next video.